my channel. It's me, Jenny Stanley again, and today I'm going to review this book, Unplugged. This book was written by Korman. This book has 27 chapters and 324 pages. This book is about a Californian boy who's 12 years old. His name is Jet. So Jet was named Silicon Valley's #1 spoiled brat. The reason is that, well, Silicon Valley was the place he lived in, but also he got whatever he wanted. So let's go into the story. Jet's dad is a company founder and also an inventor. He was going from California to Arkansas with Jet. And the only reason they were going there is to go to a camp called the Oasis of Mind and Body Wellness. So the person in charge of the Oasis is Ivory. And also, she has 2 strict rules over the Oasis altogether. One of them is no meat, be completely vegetarian. And 2, no electronics. The only reason she doesn't like the electronic rules, well, she doesn't like having electronics in the Oasis is because it always is distracting them. And Jet entered the Oasis, but also Ivory took his electronics away. His electronic watch, his phone, his computer, his tablet, everything was gone. I don't think he liked the Oasis at all. Soon after the Oasis camp started, Jet made a friend whose name was Grace. So Grace was in the bath and saw that a small lizard-like creature was inside it. It wasn't able to survive, Grace knew, so she decided to keep it as a pet. They gave the bug to Nibbles and it instantly just devoured the bug. So they discovered, Nibbles is a carnivore, but the Oasis is completely vegetarian. How do we get some meat for Nibbles? So they had a problem. How did they get some meat for Nibbles? Also, they found that a store was located a few miles away from the Oasis. It was called Little Hedge. Little Hedge sold meat, so they decided to go there. Going to Little Hedge was very helpful. They got some meat and came back to the Oasis. They cooked some of the meat and kept some of it raw. They fed it to Nibbles and noticed that Nibbles ate both kinds. After around 2 or 3 weeks of taking care of Nibbles, they noticed it grew larger and larger every day. So they knew it would grow big, but they didn't know what big creature it would grow into. Because they couldn't take care of Nibbles anymore, they let it run away into the wild. But whenever they let the animal go, it started scuttling towards a building. Huh? How did that happen? They had no idea. But a few days later, Jet discovered that when it was gone, he got really upset about that. A few days after he ended up noticing that Nibbles was gone, he snuck over at night to a mysterious building. There was a little surprise for him. So exactly what was the surprise I told you about? So exactly, Jet was nearby that mysterious building and there was a large fence surrounding it. And he noticed a few eggs were sitting in the middle of that. And he noticed a little something nearby those eggs. Nibbles! It was sitting right next to the eggs. And it had no idea, so Jet had no idea exactly how Nibbles got there. It probably was linked to when Nibbles was running towards that building. It was the same building it was running towards still. They weren't Nibbles' eggs though, because Nibbles was a boy and it was also a baby. It can't lay eggs, but then some of the eggs were hatching and Jet realized those eggs were actually alligator eggs. It wasn't a lizard at all. No wonder they let Nibbles go. It was actually an alligator. You know what I think he'd be thinking right now? He's like, what the? An alligator? We were raising an alligator this whole time? Well, that would freak me out if I raised an alligator. So Jet noticed there were not just those small alligators and Nibbles, but there were dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens more alligators. And he realized that the owner of these alligators was Ivory, the person in charge of the oasis. So really, what Ivory was doing with those alligators is that she grows them, and then once they're fully grown, she sends them to factories where they can be killed, and their skin can be used for purses, luggage, and other things. Although Jet thought no animal deserves to be killed just for a part of their body. So he remembered that he had bombs and a detonator. He could use those to break the fence and set the animals free because there was wilderness surrounding the area. At the end of the day, he took his friends and Brace to the mysterious building he went to and saw Nibbles at. He saw a car that was zooming past the building, the windows down and face sticking out. It was Ivory. She was wearing very expensive outfits and accessories on her. They noticed she was a very famous person and a rich person that lived in that town. The name of that person was spread all over. You need to read the book Unplugged to find out, because it's a little surprise for you. Once Jet had the detonator and all the bombs were set up, he blew up the fence by using the detonator. All the alligators came rushing out to go to the Saline River. The Saline River was the local river. Even the newsman had that, and it was called Big News. He covered the story. Almost 300 alligators were found rushing towards the Saline River. And keeping alligators was illegal in the area. And since Ivory was keeping all of those alligators, literally she was arrested. Jet's dad also came over just to bring Jet back. And Jet finally went home after the 6 weeks were over and that big adventure was too. Everyone, go and read this book to read an amazing adventurous story that involves time machines, alligators, and a spoiled brat. Friends, thanks for watching my videos. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel to stay tuned in on my new videos. I'll fly over to my next video. See you there.